Hey guys, good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. I am here just having some fun. Y'all should be able to hear me. Let me just make sure. Let's try this now again. See if you guys can hear me. All right, hello. Alrighty, so we are live. You should be able to hear me. Sorry about the mess ups here for it. Here we go. So let's check out the markets here. We are definitely moving. S&P 500 is definitely moving down. It's really interesting to see what's going on within the markets. Pull up real quick. Now, let me go through the disclaimer real quick. Disclaimer. No investment advice. The information provided on this video and website and live stream does not constitute as investment advice, financial advice. Here we are here real quick. And trading advice, or let me go, does not constitute as investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and should not treat any of the videos, websites, content as such. I, Moonrock Coin, guess, do not recommend that any crypto, do not recommend that any cryptocurrency or any other assets that are mentioned should be bought, sold, or held by the viewer or listener. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. I I am not a financial advisor, and this content is only meant for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a tax profession on any gains or losses as a result of investing into crypto or any assets invested in. This is not financial advice, but it is for entertainment, social, educational purposes only. All right, so S&P 500 is rallied up yesterday. Um, we are coming back down, like I said, into this area here with the 8 S&P, or the 8 moving average on the weekly. Um, we hit a couple of areas of resistance here. Now we're coming back down. So like I said, I think we're going to see it come and bounce off of this 8 moving average on the weekly and the 20 on the daily. And then from there, we might see a retracement and up to the 39.28, and then follow suit all the way down to the lows again. But with that said, we do have a much higher movement within crypto for that. So I just want to point this out for us as we see, because where the S&P 500 goes and the Nasdaq goes, so do we, right? So we got to make sure that we're paying attention to the movements of the market. Tomorrow is FOMC, which is always a market mover. It's interesting to see what they're going to do They did push it down today, so I can see us maybe throughout the night going down and then rallying back up. So make sure you guys are paying attention to just the movements of the market. If it's going down during the daytime or the previous day, maybe into the evening, be ready for a rally back up into a support or resistance area, or from in this case a resistance area, because it would drop down and then rally back up to a resistance area here on the daily mark. Just be paying attention to that. Let's check out the Nasdaq here. So we definitely saw a bigger sell-off. We hit our zones here. So this area here, I like to leave these here simply because many times they will become support. So push through and then come back and hit it to a T. And either they will become support or they will become resistance against. So obviously we have the weekly 8 moving average sitting right here, which I have marked. Give it a second. There it is. There we go. So you guys can see here that we're at this 8 moving average coming down to this area. We're seeing the Nasdaq starting to turn around at this level here. So I do see us continuing down and coming down into this area with the Nasdaq. It all depends on what is going to happen here when we come down to the 8 SMA. But the fact that it's pointed down, it makes me think that it's going to continue down. So we'll see what happens here. Let's check out Bitcoin. And I do a recap of the whole, the previous week. So I'm not going too in depth with this. But as you guys can see on this weekly chart, we are coming up into this area of support. We did reject and push down below the 8 moving average. And we are at that level right now. We did sell off through it. So we could probably come back down, at least test the lows of 19.8 and or 1700s. If this on the weekly chart continues down and we push through, the next real spot that I see is this 1300 mark right here, the 13.3, 13.1 area. Just simply because you have your 400 period moving average on your weekly chart sitting right here. And then on the monthly, you have the 89 and 100. So you have a lot of support down in the 1200 marks. Like from 13 to about 10,000, you've got a lot of support there. So I would be shocked if we saw this just easily push through this. But if we keep seeing the S&P 500 drop, we will see the Bitcoin drop below this. And I believe that the mining rate of Bitcoin is somewhere between $13,000 to $15,000 a day. I believe most people mine about 1 or 2 Bitcoin a day who are mining it. So if it costs, if it's going to cost them more money to mine Bitcoin than the actual value of it, we're definitely going to see some miners step down and stop producing Bitcoin to mine. So it's something to be mindful of, because then with that said, you'll probably have a bigger, well, not surplus, but less demand. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Is the market going to go up? If the S&P 500 goes down, will this move up? So it's going to be really interesting. This area here, the 17 to 13,000 mark, is it's a really unique place to be. So I would suggest be mindful of this area here. Now, in conjunction with this area right here, the 10,000 mark, I would say this is my favorite area here, just because the 10,000 mark here is about the 700 for Ethereum, or I think it's like 300 for Ethereum. So we are definitely pushing through. Let's check out here the monthly. We have the weekly zone right here sitting. We did push through it. We We did sell off and then push through it. Now we're going to see if it comes down to this 8 moving average on the weekly and see if it's going to turn around. We can go right here to the daily. And for me, I definitely see us as it's looking here. We have this demand zone right here. It is slowing down. Let's see what happens. So it's going to be this 1338 to 1309 area. We also have the 20 SMA sitting off that daily. Be mindful of this, guys. We're definitely going to see some type of response here. So be ready to go long, at least in this area short-term wise. I'm not saying that we're going to see a major turnaround from here and move back up, but there's going to be some type of reaction here. Be mindful of that. We also, pardon me, somebody just sent me something. All right, let's check out BNB, the daily here. We're at that weekly SMA 8 sitting right here. So we definitely are down below the 8, which are the 20, which I'm kind of shocked because when you look at, you know, I guess Bitcoin, I was thinking. Yeah, so we're definitely showing more strength here with BNB. It's definitely holding its value here somewhat in comparison to the to Bitcoin. We are bouncing off this 8 moving average here, this 8 weekly moving average here. So make sure that you guys are mindful of this. It could rally from here, but as you can see, we did have a reaction off of this. So it could very much come up to halfway and then sell off again. So I just want to give you guys an understanding of this price. You could see at least come down to the 233 on BNB and around the 226. So I do see this happening. I do see this coming down to 211 as well, just because it's too clean right here. Way too clean for it to not want to just swim through here. At least come down to 204 area. So we'll see. Actually, guys, I gotta go do something real quick. Give me one moment. I'm gonna have to put this on pause, and I'm sorry about that. But I gotta put this on pause. And I will be back because somebody is having an emergency. I apologize. And let's do 15-minute countdown. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this on. Hey guys, I am so sorry about that. I had to take care of something real quick. So I'm back here to go with the rest of the crypto market. Just real quick, just a disclaimer, this information provided on this video and website and live stream does not constitute as investment advice. Investment advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and should not treat any of this video website content as such. I'm Rockcoin and guests do not recommend that any cryptocurrency or any other assets that are mentioned should be bought, sold, or held by the viewer or listener. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. I am not a financial advisor. This content is only meant for entertainment purposes. Please consult a tax professional on any gains or losses as a result of investing into crypto or any assets invested in. This is not financial advice, but is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, let's jump on this. Okay, so let's go and go into Nasdaq. All right, here we go. Next one is going to be BNB. I think I already did BNB, right? Yeah, I did. I think I already did. But if not, just be paying attention to this area here that we're bouncing off the weekly 8-moving average here, and be mindful of it because we very much could bounce off of this 50 period moving average, which we have sitting right here, which is that 8 weekly. So be mindful of this area, all right, guys? Here we go. This area right here is a nice little area for BNB to come back down to these two little spots. Definitely see some type of reaction. And then after that, the next spot would be the 211 and 18. The ducks. All right. Next, let's go and pull up ADA here. ADA is looking pretty bearish here. We did mark this up on the chart that we had on CoinMarketCap, but ultimately, as you guys can see, like I said, we are definitely hitting these areas here. We did sell through this 20 period moving average, and I truly see us probably coming back down to this area. This is an area here that we would be mindful of this daily or this daily supply zone. Sorry about that, guys. I have a bit of an emergency, so give me one moment. Sorry about that, guys. Again, I am so sorry. Today I've had some emergencies that have kind of popped up here and there. So I'm back on here again. Let's go ahead and... Hey, guys. So sorry about that. I've had quite a bit of day. So let me finish this stuff up here. So we got ADA. It is selling off here. The next real plausible spots that we're going to... plausible stopping area here is back in this level, the 43 to 41 area, and then after that we've got another clean shot right here that we are playing with right here. So this 40 to 39 area and this 43 to 41 area here. Be mindful. I know we are definitely coming down to here, and then from this moment, be paying attention. I do think, because we did put in a lower high here, that we'll probably shoot through. We'll shoot through this area here. That we are going to probably shoot through this level here and come back down to this lower level and test the lows here. So if you're looking, if we do break this area right here, then I think the last spot I was looking at was that 30-cent mark here that I was looking at on the other chart. So making sure that you guys understand that, right? That next spot that we'll see for ADA. Let's go ahead and jump now to boom, boom, boom. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me pull up the weekly here real quick here. Let me go ahead and pull up ADA here on the CoinMarketCap chart here. As it's coming up. Go. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's not wanting to pull up. So we'll get into it tomorrow. Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. Let's pull up ADA here. Like I said, if we push down, I see us coming down to that lower level. If we push through to that lower level, Cardano is definitely going down to I would say that 30 cent mark, just simply because we've already tested these areas here. And SP 500, it's still kind of rounding about. It's still at some junction point, so I could see ADA falling below those lows there. So here we are. So this is what I was looking at right here. So this is really that area here, and I think I even said that these were all hit. So we have, this is the 40 cent mark. Let's pull this up here real quick. So we're sitting right here. We're bouncing off this area here. Then the next spot from here. This is 4138 area on this chart, and then this gets hit. These have already been hit. This has already been hit. These areas have already been hit. So then there's this area right here that is kind of the resounding area here that we can see the market come down into. It's 2622 area. And then this next spot is right here. So if ADA falters from this price point, we're seeing I'm more bearish on ADA simply because of what we're seeing here. Let's pull up. Second. Boom. Yeah, so we fell right through this 20 period moving average. I see us then coming. This area's already been hit. So I really do see it's coming down to this 24 area mark. This area is definitely looking weak here. It's pretty simple to me right now. Yeah, definitely seeing us get down to these levels here. So it'll be really interesting to sit there and see what goes on here. Now, this is the key. All right. If we start to see a really strong sell-off where it starts to drop, be mindful that they're looking to, that you want to catch the retracement back up into this area. So if you see it drop, we sit for a day or two, then we push through. You want to see then a retracement back into this area and then a sell-off even further. So that's typically what most likely that's going to happen with ADA. So make sure that you guys understand with that. Let me pull up a couple more moving averages here. Boom. There we go. Boom. Here we go. Now, let's see if we can. So that's, and then we'll pull this up here real quick. Pardon me. Sorry to cough in your guys' ears. Here we are. So again, I'm going to be bringing Chris Koopman on, my trading coach, probably this week. See if I can schedule him to come in so we can talk shop about charts and things of that nature. That'll be a cool thing for us to do. We'll probably go over some like gold. We'll go over a couple other things like the dollar and how it's affecting crypto and what we're seeing kind of within the world. The dollar, if many of you guys don't realize, is skyrocketing. It's hurting a lot of smaller countries out there that do business with America, so they can't actually do business with us, which then it's going to hurt the supply chain. And then if the supply chain gets messed up even more, so it's kind of a cascading effect. So it's going to be really interesting to see what that correlates with that. So I want to bring on my coach trading, or my coach Chris Koopman, to kind of go over some stuff that he sees we might see from a charting perspective. So yeah, guys, this is really interesting to see what we have going on. We hit this 50 period moving, or we hit this 200 period moving average. We definitely sold off from this direction here. We didn't even get to it. We saw a sell off. So be mindful that if we hit this area here, it most likely will go through. So wait for it to go through. It'll probably bounce a little, then sit. And we'll probably see it hit it, and then see a small little green candle and something kind of like this, and then a sell-off, and then a retracement. So however you guys want to trade that and play that, you guys can decide how you guys want to do that. But I am looking for it to come down into this 26, 22 area mark, and then after that, it's coming down to the 11 cent mark area. So that in itself is going to be an interesting play, because I think at 11 cents, I think Cardano is a steal, absolutely steal. If not even further. So if as it comes down, I'm definitely looking to load up. Regulators. Yeah, I think at these levels, it would be awesome to sit there and play this. Definitely. I mean, Moonrock will probably be buying more at these levels. We're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with these levels, right? Are we finished dropping? We're definitely waiting to kind of gauge where we want to buy in our portfolio and how we want to buy it. Do we want to do it open market? Do we want to do it through an exchange? How are we going to do it, right? So it just all depends on what we want to do. Obviously, because of security reasons, I can't go over to think, but I know that Cardano is one of the things we are definitely looking at in our portfolio to gauge where we want to capture the market, where it comes down to. If it comes down into these 11, 12 cent area, is just another area. If it blows through this area, guys, then we are going to see it. Man, no. Next spot area is this 4 cent mark area here. So this would be an absolute steal right here. And if it falls through this, then the next spot is 2 cent. Back in this area right here, 2 cent, 1 cent area. One could only dream that it would do this. I don't want to, but I mean, these areas here are just still. When crypto comes back and rebounds and we see the rally, it would be. I mean, I think we'd see Cardano easily back up to that $4 area. I mean, it would be above the highs of the $3. It'd come up to 4 or 5, and you capture it for a cent. Oh man, that's just insanity. That would be insanity. It'd be pandemonium, right? But who knows? We'll see what happens. But we definitely will be seeing it come touch this 45, 40, 41 cent area, and then from there, I think it's going to blow through this, not blow through, but I think it's going to sell through this area, come back and hit a retracement, and then come back down into the 26, 22 area mark. So be mindful of that, guys. Let's go ahead and jump onto the next one here. Solana. Pull up. What is Sol doing today? How is she doing? Good old Sol. Pretty similar to what we've been seeing with all the other ones as of so far. Definitely a red day here. We do have a big seller wick here. So we saw this big get rejected, hit our area here, and then we did see a sell-off. So mindful of this, making sure that we're looking at this. I am shocked that we did not at least get on Solana a retracement back up when we hit the 8 moving average. So it's a lot more weaker than what I expected. So the next spot, like I've talked about here, is right here at the $34, $31 mark. And then after that, we got the $18 mark here. So making sure that we're paying attention to these moving averages. Also that we did cut through this 8-period moving average, which I'm really shocked that we would even hesitate there. It plowed right through it, boom, without any resistance. Without any support, it just pushed right through. So that kind of blows me away, right? Like to sit there and see. I thought that Solana and would have held stronger, but hey, we'll see what happens. Again, I right now I'm on a buying streak, so I'm hoping to be getting in as it pushes through. Now, just to point out, we are seeing volume drop off. So you can see here, volume is dropping off. So we might see it drop below these areas, but quickly rebound. If it hits this $18, $17 mark, or $18 mark, or $10 mark, I definitely do see buying opportunities right here. Let's go ahead and go next right into Doge. Elon's favorite coin. I don't know why. It's not like he bought millions. Anyways, Austin Powers reference there. We're seeing here Dogecoin a sell-off. Like I said, I definitely saw us yesterday hitting that 50-period moving, or the 200-period weekly moving average, and then selling off from this area down to our next spot here, which is going to be the 5.6 or the 6, or excuse me, not 6, 5 cent mark to the 5.80, and then the next spot here would be the 5.57 mark area. So we'll see what happens. After that, I truly see us selling off to this 3 cent mark area, because it's nothing but just it's going to look like a rainfall here. It's going to look like a waterfall here. So load up when you can. If this doesn't do it, nice area though, guys. Very nice area here. I really like this area of these higher time frame SMAs, which is the 89 and 100 moving average on the monthly for Doge. So this is something to be mindful and pay attention to. Okay, guys. And that's a monthly. That's not a weekly and daily. That's a monthly. Remember, I said a couple weeks ago that we were hitting these 50 period moving average on the month here. So I do see this pushing down next month. Mind you, tomorrow we have FOMC as well. So we need to be mindful that the market might be pushing down today to push up tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Next, let's go ahead and check out DOT here. Real quick before I go to DOT. The reason why I'm pretty sure this is not going to push through here is because it's been traded through so much here in the past, right? That it's like there's not like I just don't think there's a lot of support here really, where there's just, that's why I think it's going to sell through here, come back, retrace, and then come back down to this 3.7 mark or 2.9 area. So I just want to bring that up here real quick. Just going to look at DOT here for a moment. Here we are. All right, so we are definitely pushing down through this area, what I brought up yesterday. DOT is definitely, we're following this 50 period moving average. If we look at that weekly, the weekly is following this 8 pretty heavy, like just like, whereas the other ones have been bouncing off of the 8 moving average here, right? And we've seen some strength at that junction point. But here, we're seeing that we're following that 8 moving average. So I do see us continuing down because it came back and retested, now pushed down. So be mindful for this $4 mark area. And then the next area here after this would be the $2, $1 area. Imagine being able to buy DOT, which was at $50 at its peak, right? And DOT's really strong. It's really a great project. I mean, I really like with the interoperability and how it's trying to allow people from a payment standpoint being able to work with each other. So I think they're a great protocol. So at these levels here, they're still a bit of a steal. So just mindful of what's going on and how we're seeing the markets play. Dollar cost average, making sure you understand what you're doing. Okay, guys? Let's go ahead and pull up the next spot, which is going to be Doge. Tron. Now, I actually was talking to a friend of mine who got into Tron years ago. I was like, when he actually was telling me about it. He's the one who actually got me kind of into crypto. I was actually teaching him how to trade. And he was like, man, you need to get into crypto. This is back in 2017. I said, nah, man, that's not funny money. That's not real. Nah. He was a genius of a man. He got into it when it first came out. And then when it dipped here, he got into it here. So he's seen some pretty healthy gains from it. He's been staking it and playing with this quite a bit. So it's really interesting to see what he's doing here. But let's go ahead and pull this up here. The only thing I'm a little hesitant is just that the fact that they have that stable coin that is algorithmic. It's an algorithmic stable coin. So I'm a little skeptical because what happened with Luna and everything that happened there. Who would have thought Luna was going to fall apart the way it did, right? I mean, it was a multi-billion-dollar protocol and it just literally went to nothing. I actually have a friend of mine, also another friend of mine, who was buying Luna as it was going down, right? And then he's so much ahead right now. I mean, he bought in when it went to penny. I mean, next to nothing. At that pretty much the low, he bought like $500-600 easily of it, and now he's very far ahead. So I'm really happy for that for him. But let's go ahead and jump right in. But who knows if Luna is going to continue, right? There's still investigations and stuff that's going on there. So we can see here that we have that 8 moving average sitting right here, and we have that 20 period moving average. We came up, touched it, and then now we are selling off of it. So if this continues, right, off of the FOMC report tomorrow, I could see it's come down to this area here. So be mindful that the 4-cent, 3-cent market. I mean, it's crazy, I know, because it would cut itself in half, but I can see Tron doing that just from a technical standpoint. There's nothing there that's really holding it. From a monthly, a weekly standpoint, nothing really. We have this area here, this big buyer wick, but even this I've been through, it's just not looking good. You have a lot of trading here, but no real substantial movement where you can, no fresh levels is what I'm saying. Let's pull this out. The daily looks just as ugly. Then as the weekly, I don't see us. Yes, I see it coming back down to this area here. You can catch the free fall here by shorting this down to at least the 0.4 cent mark, and basically kind of catch that short there. So it might be smart to catch Tron down here. So as it drops, and here we go. Boom. Let's go ahead and go next into Matic, one of our favorites here. Matic is sitting. That one. So we're seeing again, like what I brought up here. Matic is definitely selling off. I definitely thought we were going to see some kind of even stop in this area, but that's not what it's looking like. We're selling through this, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do throughout the night. Be mindful that there is the 68 cent mark here, and even mindful if we even go further than that, look at this another bouncing point here. Let's go. Let's make sure this is the monthly. Yeah, this is the weekly here. So the 60 cent mark area here, be mindful of that, guys. We very much could be coming back down into this area here. Let's go ahead there we go. It's another area, 57 cent, 51 cent area here in this demand zone. So yeah, it doesn't even look strong here. On the daily, I can see it's just cutting right through this area here. Just reality. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Let's check out Matt. Let's check out Shib. From a charting standpoint, we are definitely following that 50-period moving average. Or 89 moving average. We definitely did sell off against it. As I'm looking at here, this is going to be a unique area because I think Shib, and now granted I could be biased because I have a portfolio with it, right? But this selling off at this 8 moving, I thought we were going to hit more. Like all the other ones, we saw it, really kind of touching it and kind of even underneath it, right? Whereas Shib is actually touching this, and it's not really selling through it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. On another level, we have this area here, which is the 0.000050962. This was its junctional point back here on the left of the chart when you saw its first real pump back last year, this was the area of the breakthrough area. So I think we're going to see some support again step in right in this area from 9.4 to 7, all the way down to 6.8 to this area here. So, I mean, I think this is a good area to be looking to get SHIB and to be purchasing it. I like what they're doing with the NFTs and the entire NFT system that they're doing is pretty dope. Now let's check out one last one. AVAX here. AVAX. There we are. AVAX is again sitting at this weekly period moving average, which is the A. We do have a weekly zone right here. So we very much, I think we could see a little spot, just a hesitation here, just because we have within the zone actual moving average. So maybe see a couple days, maybe push back up, and then continue down into this area for new price. Is this going to be price discovery with these guys? No. Okay, no. It's going to be price discovery. But it is at the previous high when they first did get started. So at this $10 mark area is where they're at. So right now, this if it shoots through this area, it's coming down to this $11, $10 mark area. And I don't really see if we push through this 8 moving average in the zone, I do see it's coming down to this $10, $11 area. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening to me. I am sorry about the interruptions. I'm having some problems with my well, and I am basically, there are some tests being done, so I've had to take a few of the calls and talk with the guys who are doing the tests and just kind of find out what's going on with that. So, interesting situation that I'm in, unique predicament. So I hope you guys are doing well, stay safe, many blessings, and I will talk to you guys soon, and have a blessed day.